This conference will now be recorded.
Right, so we're going to finish the crude today and we'll see the schema validation, schema design tomorrow onwards. So as the machine got rebooted, the Mongo service would have been gone down, so I had to start again. What happened? What hung or what? So if we check the Mongo, okay, the service status, it won't run. Why? Because the server was down, right? So you don't see that path and all. So I'm running with the Mongo service, then I can start the Mongo server. If I try to do the Mongo service start from Ravinder's session, it won't do it cannot start the Mongo. Why? Because Mongo directories and everything is owned by Mongo service. Whoever is trying to run the service, he should own the directories. That account should own the directories. So that is the reason we made Mongo service to own the directories what we are trying to use and all, right? So if you go to where we have given the ownership to the Mongo service. If Mongo service owning the directories from where Mongo is running, then he can do it. If this Ravinder account, if he's trying to start the service, it won't start. It will throw the error anyway. It won't even try to trigger the start. It will fail on the permission issues itself. And if you try to start with the Mongo service, it will definitely start. Why? Because we have given full permissions to that account to, like read and write the data from the directories where we mentioned in the config file. The config file data directory, log directory is owned by the Mongo service. Okay. If I do this, it'll, okay, good enough. If it is not starting for some reason, we'll check it anyway. What is the problem with it? So, errors are always good to learn things. Okay. CD var, okay, lsfnl. So we have under MongoDB, Mongo user. Is it a Mongo service? Oh, that's the bad thing. So the Mongo user is owning the directory. So, but I logged in with the Mongo service, so it should not be the case. So if you see, we have a Mongo service, Mongo user, but the directories are owned by Mongo user. So I had to switch the connection again to Mongo user. Then Mongo user can run it. Mongo user. If I run the Mongo using Mongo user, it will run. Why? Because he owns the directories everywhere, right? See, it is starting. So we need to know the service account, Mongo service account, and the password. Using that account, we will start the Mongo. This user details will be with the DBAs only, not with the OS guys also. Why? Because DBAs will handle the product, not the OS guys. So the directories and all the permissions will be given by the OS itself in the beginning if you don't have sudo permissions, but most of the time 99% will have the sudo permissions on the machine. We can create our own service account and start the product. That's the best practice. Some people do run the Mongo on the root user. That is not at all recommended because everybody can have the access to the root user. That is not good. So a customized service account cannot be, like known to everyone, like the password of that user. Anybody can go to the root, whoever or the local administrator. That is not something good, basically. Okay, fine. Anyway, Mongo is started. So DBs, we have our databases on the Mongo, and we were talking about the crude. If you guys remember, like I was talking about the removal and the dropping of the collection. We have seen limiting the output and skipping the records and reading the in the rewards order and renaming a collection. I have not talked about, I guess, right? Till what point we discuss? Anybody remember? Upset discussed, I guess. And remove operation also. Either you can remove. Let me take the notepad. Whatever I discuss, I'll keep it in the notepad again.
Yeah, I think remove drop was done.
Yeah. Good. Even I talked about limiting the output to, limit is going to read top records and skip is going to skip the top records. It is going to for top three records will be skipped and it will read the rest of the documents. This is going to read only top three documents. And the sort is something you wanted to in the reverse order or ascending order, descending order will define the output of the data based on the sort. So that is what the sort also we discussed. And renaming a collection. Basically, this we did not see, I guess. Let's quickly do it. I have, let's go to one of the database, any other database anyway, just to see that. Show collections. What are the collections we have? Right. So db dot, maybe class 2, I wanted to class 2, rename collection. The collection, is it going in the quotes? Yeah, single quotes or double quotes is fine, I feel. And what I wanted to keep instead of class is what do we say? Mongo class something. I'll keep it this way. I'm renaming it. It is done. Show collections. See? So previously the collection name was class. Now it is Mongo class. We renamed it basically. If you wanted to rename a collection name for some reason, you can do it. This is a command to do the renaming of a collection basically. For some reason, if someone wanted to change it, but but database level rename is not available in Mongo. Only collection level rename is available. Database level rename is not available in Mongo. Collection level you can do it. That I have done many a time, but database level you cannot do it. Renaming the existing collection. Next, right? This is very important. Especially this is important for us to understand. Why? Because we do run the bulk operations given by the developers, basically. There are two types of bulk operations: ordered bulk operation and unordered bulk operations. Basically, ordered bulk operation is performance wise is slow. Basically, it is slow operation. Basically, why? Because it will go in the serial order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Let me explain this. This is very important, and it is a definite question in the exam if you are giving it. So this is order, this is unordered. Let me explain how things work. Unordered. See, if it is ordered, actually you have example 1 lakh records to enter. Assume a case, 1 lakh records. So order, what it does, the order is very controlled actually. It will divide, if you are trying to insert 1 lakh, it will divide that into 100 batches. Every 1,000 records will form a batch automatically. You don't need to worry about that. But you are submitting as a 1 lakh as a batch. Mongo is divided your batch into 100 batches in the background. And each batch it will try to insert, like 1, 2, 3, 4. One batch executed, then second batch, then third batch. It will go in the order, in the sequential order to load the data. That is where you get the good performance, you get the slow performance with the ordered. But data is in the order, how the data is getting inserted. Unordered is very dangerous. You have to you have to be ready with the consequences. If you are inserting 1 lakh records, it will try to insert all the records parallelly. Like, it is a parallel execution. It is a serial execution. Serial. It's a parallel. Like it won't divide the complete big, like a record chunk into the batches. It directly does the insertions. You get the lot of issues if it fails. In which record it is failed, you have to reinsert again everything. Whatever you inserted, you don't know how many records are actually completely inserted, not completely inserted. If it is failed, it will progress. The problem is, and what are the records are missing, you don't know because it is not ordered. You don't see the order. Even you sort will pick up the data, but you cannot go to in the sequential order. You cannot read it. It is very tough, basically. So ordered is something, if one batch is failed, it will fail there. That is a big advantage with this one. The unordered is something, see, you will see the good performance basically. Before performance is good, why? Because it's not waiting for the or previous number to enter. It is just doing the entries in the parallel, basically parallel execution. If your system is up and running, as long as the order this is inserting, there is no issue basically. But data is not in the order. The way it is loaded is a random and parallel, random data. Like third is inserting before third, fourth record can insert. Why? Because it's small record and third is big record. For some reason, the structure is different. So whatsoever, the records cannot be exactly in the sequential order in the document. They can be jumbled because they are inserted in a parallel fashion. But here, absolutely it will follow the sequence. So what you wanted, it is not your choice, it is developer choice anyway. What data they are loading it and how long they can wait, based on that they'll call the option ordered or unordered. Unordered will give you the good performance because it is doing the parallel feed into the system. This will give a slow performance because it's in the serial order. But if this get failed, it is very tough to crack where it is failed and how many records are missed. This one is easy to crack. So both have advantages and disadvantages. So which one to be called at what point is up to the developer job. It's not a DBA job anyway, but understanding is important. What ordered bulk do and unordered bulk do in the background. This is very, very important. Um, See guys, ordered bulk. When we executing ordered list of operation, see MongoDB groups the operation type by contiguity. Contiguity means continuous basically. Operation type and contiguity. With an order operation list, MongoDB execute the right operations in the serial manner. This is what is going to make your operation slow generally. This will take a little longer than the bulk, not little. Sometimes if you are loading huge data, there will be huge difference in terms of load performance. Each group of operation can have at most 1,000 operations. This is what I was telling. If it is a serial, whatever the number you give it, it doesn't matter. It will divide automatically into each batch as a thousand records as each batch automatically in the background. It has that capability, but this does not have that. It won't. So by doing this, what happens? It is slow, good enough, but what it does, it will insert 1,000 records, it will release the lock, and that 1,000 records are open for the other operations. Another 1,000 records are inserted, and that another 1,000 records are don't have a lock, that is open for the other operation. So it is releasing the lock intermittently and relocking anyway. For insert there is no lock, but you are inserting 1,000 records. The 1,000 record till it is inserted, it is locking it. That's how it is. So it is interleaving the lock. This won't relieve the lock till it is completely doesn't the like all the data entry. Till that time you have to wait for it to finish the job, to read the data, or to modify the data what you have anyway. Anyway, when something is getting inserted, you don't look for the modifications, but that is also an advantage if you need it, because every 1,000 records, 1,000 is inserted, released, 1,000 inserted, released, 1,000 inserted, released. So these records are open when this is getting inserted. This is open for the other modification if you wanted to do it kind of. That is also another advantage you have with this. Each group of operations can have at most 1,000 operations. If a group exceeds the limit, MongoDB will divide the group into smaller groups of 1,000 or less. This is what it is I was saying there. Even your batch size more than 1,000, it's a 1 lakh. 1 lakh is divided into 100,000 is equal to 1 lakh, right? So 100 batches automatically. It does automatic division. You don't need to worry about that. It has inbuilt capability for doing that and loading it intermittently and relieving the lock. But the operation is slow because it is inserting in the serial order. That's the problem. Now, so this is how you run the command. They'll give a huge statement to us, like they'll attach it in Notepad and give it to us. We'll copy paste and run it. That's it. Nothing else you have to do. But how we do it, ordered, unordered, both will do quickly. Okay, I'll keep it ordered, bulk operations. Right. So this codes must be changed. Sorry, guys. Right. So I'll go here. If I run this where I am right now, we have three collections already, right? So show collections, three. So I'm going to run this. Paste it. It is executed. If you see how many records, see inserted, three records are inserted. How many errors are occurred? It will tell you how many total, how many write errors are raised. How many writes means example. Let me show that also quickly. So example, I'm intentionally taking out this, the quotes. It will give you how many are succeeded, how many are errored out of that block. So if I run this, so if you see, it is we're going with the duplicate value ID I have inserted. Okay, that's fine. ID I shouldn't have given. Anyway, I'll go with the 456. ID will be given by the system anyway, but I entered, which is fine. CLS. Now you'll see, two are succeeded and one should error out. Syntax unterminated string. The heck is not giving that number. Right errors. At least it has give some number, right? Syntax terminate. See, in anyway, two records are inserted. One is failed. It is saying that bulk insert. This is our command, what we executed. This is what it is executing in the background. Four is this is executed fine, and the fifth one it is trying to execute. It got the error. Syntax error, unterminated string, literal something, and this got inserted. Was expecting this number somewhere here or here, anywhere. Hmm, not good. It is not giving. Anyway, so what does this do? This will do the insertion in the order. That is what you need to understand, guys. In the serial order and a predefined batch order, like 1,000 records. In each batch, automatically it will convert and execute. The advantage of this is data will be in the order, the way you are entering. The unordered is there is no way of dividing the like a huge chunk into small chunks. It is a parallel execution. It does not divide. It will do the parallel execution. It does not wait for the previous record is inserted or not. It just go with the random order and then execute it, and it will be faster. Basically, it will be faster. But it there is no something splitting off. It will go as a single transaction. It will lock the that whole thing. When that is going on, so that is a one disadvantage. Again, the data will be in the unordered format. The unordered form is the data will not be in the sequential order. That is a disadvantage. That's what you need to know. Any questions you wanted to ask, you let me know. Right. Let's go to the unordered. With unordered operations list, MongoDB can execute in parallel in a non-deterministic fashion. There is no deterministic means there is no order. It just goes and hit the system the way. If the third record is in under progress, fourth record is small and it is insert, it will insert, it will go to the fifth automatically. It will not go to fifth. Fifth also is a parallel. So how many threads are available, how many CPs are available, based on that parallel, it will go and load the data into the system automatically. And that can take the more load on the system. It can occupy all of your system, power if it can. Why? Because it is spreading your session into multiple threads, right? If it is going in parallel, it required more threads, more CPU. So it takes a lot of CPU at a time when it is doing the job. Why? Because it need more power from the CPU. That's where it gets the parallelism in the background. So that also you need to look at. When you're doing this, no other operations are going on the system. Why? Because they will get slowed down if you do this, because it is going to occupy all of your CPUs to fast us to speed up the insert operation. Basically, there is a performance hit. if you compare to this one. This is a slower operation, but it won't pick up all the CPUs. Basically, it will go in the serial order. It will pick up the limited threads and go with it. But this required a lot of CPU threads to do the parallel insert. So that time also you will see this, like immediate spike in the CPU utilization uh, till it is going on. That also one more point you have to keep in mind. With unordered bulk operation, the operations in the list may be reordered to increase the performance, basically. So if you wanted to reorder, what do? You have to go with the sort only. You have to, when you're reading it, you definitely have to use a sort. Sort is going to sort the data anyway that is a load on the system. Like you have the data in the unordered and it has to pull the data into memory and sort and display you in the order. So there is a performance issues. Everything has a trade-offs, guys, good and bad. You have to take the pros and cons, which is giving you the benefit at that situation, call it and use it. And when do they use about ordered and bulk order? It is absolutely up to the developer. What they are loading it, how much amount of data they are loading it, which is this is faster. If they wanted to faster load on the system and they are okay to take this most of the CPU because it's a downtime or maintenance window where they can run, so they can call that option to load the huge data at a time and quickly, right? This is something good, but this is going to take long time. If you are loading maybe 100 GB data, this can take quite a long people cannot accept to load the data. So you go with it. So it all matters when we use the ordered, unordered bulk. It's not in our hand. It is situation based on situation. You have to call it up. Any questions before I move to the next? Okay. Silence make me understand like I'm thinking like you all understood.
So
Capital X. Yeah, go ahead.
the bulk ordered, how about the ordered bulk insert? Did we talk about it? So where do we see the difference that the inserting, sorting, and not sorting?
You will see it actually. See there is a function initialize ordered bulk operation, and if you see this is a
Okay.
initialize unordered bulk op. There is
Okay.
there is a difference here. Okay, let me keep it this. Command, we have a difference in command basically. If you look at unordered, so here there is a ordered unordered. You got the difference in the function itself when you're calling it.
Okay. So because it is ordered, it does the serial insert, and it is unordered, it's just the parallel insert.
That's it. Yeah. So items one, I'm just keeping it. I'm trying to insert this. I can do it. As it is a what? Where it went wrong? Cannot be re-executed. What it is saying is not a function. The heck it is saying? Just a minute. db.init. Oh, I got the point. It must be a small I, not big. Should start with the small. Always anything should start with the small, then it will be uppercase and it will be uppercase. Right, it is inserted. This, see, as it is a small data, you don't see the difference. It won't go with the db.items. You see almost a similar, uh, like data in the order anyway. 1, 2, 3. Because there is small chunk of data, you don't see the big difference. When you have a huge data load, you definitely see the data is not in the order. Order will be missed anyway, because of the parallel execution. As it's a small chunk of data, system actually, this is got inserted, like it picked up this all went parallel, but as it is picked up the first record first, so first is inserted, second is inserted before it, right in the third, like that it is in the order for now. But if it is a huge data, you definitely see the another data for sure. That's how it is. capped collection. This is really important for, see, in RDBMS, these concepts are not there basically. Capped collection will help you a lot to maintain the data. Basically, automatically it will maintain the data, how much data you wanted to maintain, and expire the data what you don't want to. So first, I'll talk practically, then come to the slides. Then slides will become quite simple for all of you to understand. So if you wanted to create a capped collection, you must create it manually. There is no like if I'm inserting the data, it is created the collection automatically. So that won't create the capped collection. You see item 1, item 2 kind of. I'm going to create a collection, create collection, db dot create collection. When you are creating collection there, you can define what you wanted. Sorry guys. So first, what is the name of a capped collection? You wanted to keep it. Okay, what I'll keep it is test, testing, something like that, testing. And what I wanted to mention is capped, capped true. You wanted to make it, there is something called capped true. You have to define that, convert to capped now. Capped true and the size and max size. I'll explain all of this, no need to worry. It is simple. Capped true. It's a boolean, it does not require anything. And max size. What is the size of the collection? Beyond that, it won't grow. So I'm giving it in 20 KB, assume I guess 20 KB, and the max count, max also is given. How many records you wanted to accept in this collection? Max, I'm going with the maybe 5 records, assume I guess. Only I'm taking very smaller number just to show you that size and max. Okay, this is size, not max size. The max means max number of records you wanted to accept. So this is going to create a testing collection. It is saying that it is capped. Collection is capped means it is capped up to 20 KB only, and maximum number of document it can accept to 5 only, not more than that. If I create this, it is created. If I go and check it, show collections, observe this carefully, how it is going to work. Where it is going to be used, I'll explain anyway, but let's do it. Testing, inserting the data, insert as number 1, as name, Biren, yes. 1 got inserted, second record got inserted, third inserted, fourth inserted, fifth inserted. Let's see, is it holding that 20 KB? Is holding 5 records or not first? That also matters here. Oh, only 3 records. So why only 3 records? I have given the size as 20 KB only. The 20 KB is holding only 3 records. The capacity of the 20 KB to pick up only 3 records. But max is we defined as 5. But before 5 is reached, the size is already reached. The size matters, not the count. The size is only
And,
holding up 3 records. Mhm.
and another thing it's been noticed, like it overwrites the previous two.
No, it is not like overwrite. It is flushing out the record and taking the new record entry. It is flushing
Yes,
old record.
yes, I
Yeah.
mean, so first two records are gone and last two are there in place
Yes,
of.
oldest will be gone, latest will be there all the time. If I try to do one more insert, the 6th record, the third will be gone, and the 6th will be take the entry automatically. See, this is gone. Now I wanted to modify it. db dot. How do we modify the capped collection if you wanted to? There is a command for it. Run command convert to capped. It is already converted. Can we change the size?
Isn't this a risky configuration? Because what happens that it keeps on writing. It should be, it should stop writing the data, right?
Actually, where do we use this? Like if you have which kind of scenario, right? A good question. See, if you have a log streaming, like you're running an application is generating lot of logs. You kept as 1 GB as a max size. 1 GB logs are more than enough. You feel it. So keep it 1 GB. So generally we don't give the max value. We'll give in the real world. We don't give the max, but we'll give the size. You wanted 1 GB worth of log, 2 GB worth of log, not more than that. The rest should be deleted and maintained automatically. If you go to the application log always we look at the latest to the few days back logs. We don't care. Maximum 5 days worth of data you wanted. More than that you don't want it all. Application log or streaming the data, like you're taking the people's hits, website hits, maybe recent hits you wanted to pick it up, and the old you don't want it anymore. And if you go to the anything like data is not valid anymore after few days. You don't want, only the latest data is valid for you. The oldest data is you don't want it for some reason. For applications, even I mentioned what are the reasons we don't want this. So capital collection restrictions, where I have
So
mentioned
in
some.
the cat collection, suppose if the production data gets hit like 2 GB or something, and then we might need to increase the size because it will not grow and it will not accept any other records.
Right,
So,
but anyway, it's not for the actual important data. It is only for the normal dummy data. Like you have a application log streaming, like every server you are every server you are picking up the data from using the Splunk tool and loading into Mongo. We are using it in our environment. And the capital collection or TTL index. There are two concepts to expire the data. So if you don't manage this kind of data, it will grow and occupy all the disk. You're picking the server logs from the 1,000 servers in a day, and you wanted to see as a dashboard how many errors are rising in the environment, how health is the environment. They'll generate the dashboard anyway, the MSBI guys with the data. When you're generating the logs, such kind of logs, how many days you wanted to maintain? Like do you want to maintain for months? Give that storage to maintain that like a log for months basically. So this is something where you wanted to expire the data automatically when this got reached so many so and so size. Basically it's based on the size, not on the time also we have. I'm going to talk about that anyway. So
so
this is only.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
suppose we want to modify a document in this collection and add more fields to it for this cat collection.
Hmm.
So it doesn't accept that.
It should, I guess. Let me give a try. We have that command convert to capped and modification. Convert to capped is already converted. Capture collection mod. Do we have that command? Capital. I can only make in place updates. This is fine. You cannot delete the document. This is fine. You cannot share. I'll explain that. Modification. Okay, let me give it a try anyway. Run convert to capped. It is converted already. Does it accept? Okay, db.run command, right? Let's see. If not, I'll Google it.
Okay.
Convert to capped. I feel convert to capped. Mhm. So you must follow the case. Convert to capped, kind of. Convert to sorry, capped. It is already capped anyway, but just to get this change, let's try testing the size I wanted to make it. as 100 KB, 1000 KB something. Okay, it is picking up. Good enough. It is picking up. So now if I go and read the testing, did I give the correct name? There are 3 records. Now that got changed. So I'll insert a 7th record, 8th record. It should, because previously 20 KB, now I have given the big value, 1000 KB, which is almost 1 MB. If that got reflected, this should hold the data. See, it is, the size got changed. Previously 10 KB, now you got the 100 KB. Now what I'll do, the same thing, same command I'll run, and I'll change the value to convert to max. Also I'll apply now, max. I'll make it as 7 records. 7 records only it should accept. See, first,
Other field as phone number or something like that.
anyway, I'll do it. No need to worry. I'm trying to talk different combination. I'll come to all of that combinations anyway. See, I'm going with the 10th record. Okay, 8. So how many records it can accept to maximum? See, the maximum size is 1000 KBs, but you know it's a bytes actually, not KBs. Sorry, it is a bytes, not KBs. It is equivalent to 1 KB roughly equivalent. So even 1000 KB, 1000 bytes can hold more than 7 records. It won't let you. Why? Because you mentioned the max also. First, it look for the size. Size can accommodate more records than what you are mentioned as a max value, max record count is 7 only. So let me enter this. So the seriously 3 6 we have now 11. I'll enter 11. Let's see, 11. If I go and read, you see, okay, it is holding only 5 records. Why it is 5 is mentioned 7, right?
No, because it's reaching the size of
Could be. That is a point. That
just
is
make
another
it
point.
just make it 2000.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, 12. This is very important. Actually, this will be used in most of the environments, only for the data which is temporary they wanted to maintain, and the rest they wanted to wipe it off. In SQL, we don't have this kind of thing. In all RDBMS, we don't have automatic maintenance. Still, it is accepting 5 records. Why the heck it is 5 records? What was the size I mentioned? 2000, max 7, right? We mentioned. Is it reaching all that?
So if the size is suppose say 1 MB and you have the max size of say 10. So after, even though if it doesn't reaches that 1 MB, but if it reaches the 10 records, then will it not
Yes.
accept the 11th one?
Yes, yes, yes. See, storage can account. First part is storage. If storage example you kept it to 1 KB, but the max is 10, it will look for the storage first, not the max. Okay, that first will be storage. It looked at first, than before the max value. If you given more storage can accommodate max is filling up, max is reached, then it will expire the record automatically. First storage, then max.
Yeah, if suppose that 1 MB size, the max is kept as 10, but it will still, if that it is not reached, then it can accept 11th and 12th records documents as well, right?
Yeah, just a minute. Why it is not picking up? Let me check this. It's a capped, good enough. Average storage this. Max size is this. Correct. It is picked up the value. What we defined. What why count is 5. Why only count is 5? Average size is 68 KB. 68 bytes. It should accommodate, right? What the heck it is saying? Storage is this. Max size is this. Object size is 340. As per the statistics, it should accept more documents. Fifteenth. For some reason, it's expiring. Okay. Convert to capped is working fine, but max I should not supply what? Let me see. Is it crying on this mark max value? Maybe I'll make it 3000. These are all very important to know as a for the exam point of view and the interview point of view. They'll ask this because as a DPA you need to know. Somewhere it picked up the 5. Why it is 5? When it is said okay. Okay means it is applied. As some size is applied. Why the record count is not growing? Maybe what I'll do quickly to test this. Is it really dying on the storage? Okay, it is picked up. I'm just verifying 20 is picked up.
But it's holding only 5.
That's what. Okay, when I did this, the max value of 5 itself, it seems that is by default it is picking max is 5 itself. It is not making it max value change is not happening. If you don't mention the record count, it will go with the max size. That's what it is. Okay, just a minute. Is it can be configurable or not? I'm not sure. How to modify max value? Let's see. I guess it won't let us to change once it is defined. Map uncapping it. Let's see. Uncapping is also not possible, I guess. Automatic removal of oldest documents, insertion order, which is fine. Restrictions, updates, document size, document deletion, sharding, create collection capped size, but where they're talking about capped size. Max they are talking about. Sorting the data. Convert to VF can do that. No, it is not talking about modification. Create collection cap true size. Sort. This guy is not talking about that at all. Register. Oh, it's okay. Oh, after see drop and old collection and renaming it. After the drop old collection, rename to advantage of right. Advantage of see queries don't need index to return the document in the insertion order, due to which provides higher insertion throughput. Capped collections allow updates that fit the original document size. No, this is so great thing they are talking about. See where this will be used: application logging, history data, and audit information. You don't need too long data for this kind of information. It's a recent data you wanted, like application logging or history of some details. Maybe you don't need some days after that. History is not required. Audit information also. Security, you are modifying it, you are monitoring it, that you don't want it kind of. But these guys only one document to be inserted in the DB, so no more. This document cannot be deleted, but it can be modified. come on, where these guys are talking about modification of that. I don't think you can modify this, I feel. Can we modify? Maybe I have to change the search. How to modify max values for a collection in a MongoDB captured collection. For a captured collection, MongoDB. Maybe this way. We can create a collection MongoDB which applies size limit. The special type of collection called here is we have a put limit of 500. If the update operation increases, resize it. Okay, maybe this is talking something about it. Let's see. I'm not sure how do we resize, so I quickly wanted to visit this. Okay, I put collection the max size problem. Since we wanted to store, come on, store maximum quantity of data, we wanted to limit the cap to 80% of HD natively. Cap is this. Okay. Do we have to create again to do this? Today's problem, in order to create a capital collection with the correct size, you need to estimate how it is going. Around 1 year ago, we made such test and calculated MongoDB data. Natively, we would use the following command to create the capital collection, giving it. What's wrong with this? How could this happen? They're not talking about the modification anywhere. Maybe. Let me try to give this db dot create. Let's use the same thing what it does.
One of the stack exchange, it says that it's not possible.
Oh, it said.
Yeah, let me paste the link over here in the chat.
That's good. If you get it. Even I was thinking same, but anyway, we had to
Yeah,
have the proof, right?
I just paste the link.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
So if you see, possible to enlarge the capped collection. Okay. If a collection is created as capped, is it possible to increase the cap without losing data or increase the cap without? No, you cannot alter the capped collection size to make it larger or smaller. That's the matter without the dropping a collection and recreating. Yes, good enough. Convert to capped event size. This another guy. Will set the byte size of the capped collection larger. It will keep the document that will fit. It will drop the indexes. You will have to recreate. Convert to capped events. What is referring to? Same collection or what? No.
For
This is
resizing,
pretty
I
obvious.
think you have to create a new capped collection with a different size and then convert the data there.
You're right. It is.
That
It seems so.
I have another link. That's what it means. I can paste it.
Yeah. Just anyway, we have to clarify this. I don't want to just give the false data of what I don't know. Capped collection cannot be. We cannot enlarge it as per the log. And let's see. How can I resize? How can I resize MongoDB capped collection? Is there a command? It's basically you need to create a new capped collection, copy the docs to it, then this can be okay. This guy is doing the transfer of the data. Create a new capped collection. He did it. Okay. Old find for each functionality. Oh, I got it. I got it. He's transferring the data, and anyway, it is something that you cannot modify the existing capped collection size. That's what at the end the meaning of it.
And if you go further down, yeah, this one says that convert to capped. So he's increasing the size.
But the max, what we did it is not doing the job. So if I'm making it 2000, but I'm making 100 as a max count for the same collection testing, it is picking up. It is specify the size in, okay, max instead of this, just a minute. It is picking, but the size is not, the max is not changing. Collection already exists. Create, it's not create db.run command. Just come on. We have that command, right? Just a minute, right?
Yeah, this one
I'm
convert.
this one. I'll go with the max 10 or 100. If I hit it, it's saying okay, but it is not. Uh-huh. If you see
There's
the
something
max,
called offer mapping.
it's max 5 only, so it won't. It is not picking up that. It is changing the max size, but not this the record count. So this is fixed. If you wanted to change this, you have to recreate the thing, kind of. You have to, show collections. So show collections. If you see, this is not Mongo class is not actually capped. So if how do I know it is not capped actually? Mongo class is capped. You have the function basically. It is false. If I go with the db dot testing, okay, dot is capped, it will say you the true. So this is not a capped collection. This is a capped collection. So I'll convert this one to the capped collection. So just we'll use the same command what we have used. So here I'll use this name Mongo class. Okay, the size is 3 MB and the records when you are creating it, the max is not changing. The size is changing. Max is not changing. That is something. So I'll give it maybe how many records you want me to give? 15 records. Fine. To see it. 15 is fine. Tell me.
Yeah,
15 is fine. It is created. So now if you go and see, that Mongo class and the stats, look at the collection stat. We'll talk about the stats later on. I'm going to tell you this. This will give you a lot of information for us. So if you see the count is this and the maximum is -1. Why? Right now it is not picked up the max, it seems. Okay, anyway. So db dot Mongo class dot find what we have in it first. Only one record. Anyway. So I'll insert some data quickly, very quickly. Insert 2. Okay. Yes, name. I'll keep some extra data also to discuss something else about the capped. Okay. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I need to enter 15 records to show you this. So this concept is given in the only in the Mongo. We don't have this concept in the RDBMS, any RDBMS. So self maintenance basically, because some data you don't need it for longer time, and it is doing the management for you, which is something good for you, right? Basically, it is good. It should be good because you don't need some data after a while, and that kind of data system is managing it. So now if you see Mongo class dot find, you find count also you can go with if you cannot read all. So total 16 documents. Heck, it is 16. Mention 15, right? Total one
Number 2 is repeated.
repeated doesn't matter.
No,
Look for
because
the
it has a different data, right? One is just serial number 2, and then second record is serial number 2 with name and address and everything.
look for the max what I mentioned. What did I do here? Let me see. When I converted max 15, the max value is minus what it is. So let me check the collection stats again, once again, just verify it. db.mongo class.stats. Is it really not picked up that max value? Oh yeah, -1 means it is like there is no max for this. Okay, it has to fill that MB data, then only it'll wipe off the data. Max size is 3 KB. 3 KB data I need to generate to see that the data expiration. 3 KB means more data maybe. Come on. So what I'll do quickly, I'll create fresh collection, guys, because I need to finish this. I'll keep it as cap. The collection name itself is cap, and cap true, because I need to show some operations on it. That is the reason I wanted to. Size, I'll go with the 2000 KB or little big number, but max I'm giving it 7 only. 7 is enough to make you understand. So now let's see the db dot cap and stats. Is it really applied that max value? Right, this must be applied. The previous case it did not picked up. It is picking up the size only, not that max. So now if I go with the cap and insert some values quickly, very quickly. S number 1, S name. Oh, I wanted to enter S name as well because I want to talk something. That is the reason I'm loading that. Okay, so 1, 2. It must be the max value, then only you understand. That is the reason I wanted to go with the max value. If you go with the size also, size is fine, but size has to fill up to expire the record, to remove the record. So it will definitely work with the 7 because it is max is applied. So if I go and read db dot cap dot find, you'll find 7 records, 1 to 7. If I do the eighth record entry, first will be gone and eighth will be loaded. That's how it will accommodate. See, first is gone, eighth is loaded. So two things you need to keep in mind. One thing, when you're creating a capital collection, size is mandatory. Without the size, if you're trying to create, basically, come on, what did I do? If I check here, see, if I'm trying to create a collection, capital collection, example, just for the example's sake, I'm creating cap 1, but I'm not giving the size, only max I'm giving it. Does it take? No, size is mandatory, you have to go with it'll throw you the error. Specify the size when the cap is true. You can mention the size without the max, it is possible. You can create a collection with a cap 1 with a size maybe 1 MB, something like that, size 1 KB. Okay, 1000. It'll take it, but without a size it will not take. First size, then max. Without max, size itself is going to work, but if you wanted to limit the count also, then go with the max. Also, it's not excluding size. Sizing should include in it. So in a capped collection, size is mandatory and max count is an optional thing. You wanted to give it, If the size is accommodating the max value will expire. If the size is reaching before the max value, the size will expire the data. Whatever is reaching first, that is going to work. Is it clear? Two things you need to keep in mind: size and max. If the size is taking 5,000 records, then it will go up to 5,000 and expire. But the size is expired, the size is not taking 5,000 records, maybe 4,000 itself, and the 4,000 it will keep deleting it. It does not look for this max anymore. Why? Because it's not accommodating that many records. First the size is taken into consideration, then max all the time. Is it clear or not? Say something.
Yes, clear.
Right, good enough. Now, can we delete a record from the capital collection? This is an interview question and exam question as well. So let's read it, what we have in that. Cap 1. Okay. Yeah, Konda, do you have any question? Right. So now, if you see guys, we have 2 to 8. If I want to delete a record, what is the command to delete a record? We discussed db dot remove the cap dot remove.
Object
Okay.
ID.
Right. So s number, you have to give it s number 2 something or 3 something. If I give it 1, it will try to delete only one record that is there. But see, cannot remove from the capital collection. You cannot delete the collection from the capital collection. From the capital collection, you cannot delete. It will delete on its own. You cannot delete yourself. That is not there. And can I modify the things that you have it? You can modify if your modification is fitting to the existing values. So db dot, okay, db dot cap dot update, then first condition, then modification. So it's number 5 something. Okay, then update. I'll go with the set. You must give the set operator. Within the set, what I wanted to update, basically is name. Is name to what I wanted to update. I cannot add extra fields also. So if you see here, extra fields we can add it, I feel, but anyway, I will see. So uh, if you see set is something Santosh is equivalent to total 3 and 7 characters total. If I'm trying to make it Ravi, it will throw the error. What is the error? Cannot change the size of the document in a capital collection. You whatever you have it, you have to keep it equivalent to that. So 7 characters in Santosh, and Ravinder, if I go with, this is also 7 characters. If you look at 3 and 4, 7, it will accept it. What? Cannot change the size of the document in a capital collection. And how many we have here? SANTOSH.
Ravinder is having 8.
Oh yeah, it is 8. So then what I'll do, I'll take out 1 R at the end. It is accepted. So in a capital collection, if your modification is fitting the size of the existing document, it will accept. If it is exceeding, it will not accept. If you see the address example, it has only US. Address, it is only US. I'm try to keep IND something. It will throw the error. And if I keep it IN only, it will accept. So this is another condition. You cannot delete a record from the capital collection. You cannot modify a record if it is not fitting the existing size of the document and the existing document. Is it clear? Can I add extra field to it? Let's see that. Set address 1. I'll keep it to address 1 India. Let's give it this way. It's a different field. Is it doing it? Cannot change the size of the document in a capital collection. So you cannot even add a new document. When you're inserting a new document, you can add extra field. That is fine. But on the existing one, you cannot do it. You cannot add a field. You cannot remove it. You cannot change a field value if it is not fitting with the existing size. These are the few words you need to remember. Anyway, I have mentioned in the slide. Now let me conclude
But
this.
you can drop the cap collection, right?
You can drop. That you can do. That you can do. Dropping complete collection dropping means you're dropping everything. That you
Yeah.
can do. That you can do anyway. Nothing will stop you from dropping any configuration. See, creating the capital collection, we have seen guys, db dot create collection, collection name, and cap true and size. Size is mandatory. Without size, we cannot create a capital collection. And the next thing is we can include the max. Max is something is optional. And again, the size first always. Size can accommodate the max value, then only it will consider the max. If the size is actually occupied before the max reaches, then max won't get validated. Size only. If size can take more values and max is reached, then max is a final one. 5000 means 5000 only. It won't go beyond it, though the size is accepting it, but the max is expiring the records. So first validated size, the storage, then the max value. MongoDB will remove the older document if a collection reaches the maximum size limit before it reaches the maximum document count. So it will try to delete the oldest record and accommodate the new record when it reaches the size and the maximum limit, both the cases. To retrieve the documents in the reverse order, issue the find along with this. This has a special sort operation. You cannot read the sort just like other operations with the, especially is the capital collection. You have to use a natural. This is something extra we have to use it with this command. It is an extra part. You cannot avoid this. If let's see db dot, what was that, cap dot find. This is what we have right now, right? I wanted to sort in the descending order, ascending order. S number 1, you have to give the sort like this. It will go in the bracket. Fine. So it is reading 2 to 8 and -1. Right, it is not giving the sort. Oh, sorry. It has given good enough. Oh, anyway, they have updated on the new version. It seems the old version. Good enough. It is giving the value in the reverse order without this natural, then good enough. Maybe this is a 3.6 version. If it is 3.6, you had to go with the natural, then only it will do the sort, else it won't do the sort basically. To retrieve the document in the reverse, like a reverse insertion order, issue the find along with the sort method within the natural parameter as shown in the following example. This used to be in 3.6. Now we are on the 4.6, I guess. Let's see. db dot version. You can run this. It's 4.0. In 3.6, you have to apply this. Maybe it is removed now. That is anyway why they needed this natural when it's just a sort, right? Generally, it should not be. So that is why they removed it, seems. Anyway, natural. Let's see what it does. Okay. This is from all from the MongoDB website anyway. But anyway, the development part. It's reading in the reverse order. Either you don't need to mention the field, I guess, when you use this. So one means in the order. So you're not mentioning the field. It is still reading the data in the sorted order in the upper and lower case. I mean, higher to lower, lower to higher to lower, lower to higher. You're just saying that natural one. You're not supplying the field, but here I supplied the field. Even you supply the field, that's good enough to read in the reverse order. Or else you supply something like natural one, it will read the data in the reverse order or the order what it is kind of. Like no, we are reading ascending and descending. This is enough. Maybe it's still working the 4.0 as well. So when you do this one, you don't need to supply the field. It just reads the data in the ascending and descending order. Convert to a capital collection. Like you wanted to convert an existing collection to capital collection, db.run command convert to. We have done this one already, right? We've seen. If you want me to do quickly, I'll do it. Not an issue. So item, does it have the capped? You can find it. Items is capped. Is it capped collection? No, it is not capped collection. So now I wanted to convert into capped collection. Convert to capped true. Is it so? I need to look at the syntax once. Item not true. It is just a name. Okay. Convert to capped and the collection name. Items. Okay. You mentioned the size. Size is good. Max is not good, it seems. Max is not changing the thing what we wanted. Maybe I'm going with 3000 bytes. No such.
Items.
Convert. Oh, sorry. Convert to capped. Convert to capped. What did I do the wrong there? Size convert. Oh, got it. Right, I got it. C is capital. Right. Invalid command spec. What the heck it is saying all of this? Run command convert to cap. Item size 3000. Error message invalid command spec. What? Convert to capped. Item size. What? What did I do wrong? Let me copy paste if I do wrong. Not to waste time. We have one more important topic for today. I wanted to finish that. All right. So I just renamed this quotes. Maybe my spelling itself is wrong. Convert to cap. It's correct, all right. Items. It is picked up. So somewhere I did wrong for sure. Convert to capped. What is the difference you see from this to this? There's something wrong. Convert to cap. C-A-P-P-E-T. Do you see any
Size.
uh,
Size is in the code actually.
what?
Size. After the size, you mentioned the number, right? So that is in the code actually.
Oh, good catch. Yeah, good catch. Anyway, so this is how you convert a capped existing collection to a capped collection. Capped collection restrictions. You can only make in place updates of the document if the update operation causes the document to grow beyond their original size. The update operation will fail. And one more thing, guys. Let's do this quickly. So I'll ask one more question. Can I update that record with the, not fitting the size with a lesser value? So if I'm setting this to Ravi, wherever is 5 is there, here it is 7 characters. Can I go with the 4 letters? What do you think? 7, it is not matching. It's not going beyond, but it is not matching size. Will it occupy? It will update? What do you think?
Should, right?
No, always it should not be lesser, it should not be more, it should be exact. Then only it will accept the statement. Then only it will accept the update if you want it to do. Anyway, capped collection, you never do the updates. Why? Because the system logs or application logs or streaming logs. It is something a log auditing data or something kind of data which you don't want to update anyway. That is why it is not letting you to update. The reason behind it. You cannot delete the document from the capped collection. To remove all the documents from the collection, you have to drop the collection. Drop can be done. You cannot shard the collection. Sharding is not supported in the capped collections. We'll see that. And oplog collection is by default a capped collection. What is oplog collection? How it is important? It plays very bigger role in the data transfer in the replication. We'll see that. This is what about the capital collection. Any questions on this? There will be questions on this from this. If you like you cannot update the existing records if it is not fitting. You cannot add the extra fields. You cannot delete the record from the capital collection. And max and you have the size and max. Without the capital collection cannot be created without the size. Max is always optional, and size is first priority, the max is the next priority. The size is reaching, then max will not be considered if it is higher value. If the size is more, max is reached, max will execute. These are the words you have to keep in mind. The rest okay. Then TTL. This is one more interesting topic. We have the time anyway. I'll finish it. It is equivalent to this itself, but it works on the time. So let me insert show collections. I'll finish this, guys. This last slide in that module. So TTL index. So for running the TTL index, you definitely need a date column. Without a date column, it won't run. So db dot employee emp insert. I'll keep this way. Just a best example. Employee number e number 1 e name. Okay. Karthik. Okay. Address. Date of joining. DOJ. I'm going to define a function, guys. New date. It will pick up the current date. So I'm entering second record, which is fine. Name fine. Third record. Like this data will keep growing as you are entering the data, right? I want it to expire after a specific time. It's not the size. It is based on the time. So this is something very important again. db dot emp dot find. If you see, data is like this. It has something called a timestamp. Whenever timestamp is there, then only the TTL index work. But capital collection does not depend on anything. It only depends on the size what you mentioned. But TTL index also does the same job what capital collection is doing, but it requires a date field. Now I'm going to create an index. emp dot create index. It is an index. The name itself is saying that TTL index, time to leave. TTL means time to leave index basically. Okay. Now I want to expire. I'm creating a index on the date column. Create index. The index name I'll call it as DOJ. One means create the ascending index, and then expire that column, that field after. You can mention this expire after seconds. I guess. What is this? Expire after seconds. Yes. 30 seconds. I'll give it. If the data reached 30 seconds age, wipe out. So you wanted to give 1 day data, give the 36,000 seconds. Automatically, only it will maintain 1 day data only. The yesterday data will automatically expire and flush. It does not depend on the size, dependent on the time exactly. 1 day, 24 hours data it will maintain, whatever the size it is. 1 day it will be 10 GB, other day it is 20 GB, it will pick up still. It does not look for the size, it only look for the age of the document. If I run this, as soon as I run this, all documents will be gone out of that because they have reached the 30 seconds. So now if I go and read db.emp.find could have been, okay, it did not run means it did not execute it yet. So expire after 30 seconds. The value is in seconds, basically what we are giving it here. Oh, sorry. Expire after the 36,000 means it will take 1 day. Come on, why did I do that? Or do I drop the index? We can drop the index. Get index. Just a minute. I'll modify it. Get indexes. This index. Index name is this. db.emp.drop indexes. Okay. Okay, it's gone. db.emp. That was mistake. I given that huge value. Only one index, good enough. So I'm creating the index again. The same command, creating the index on the job, ascending index, ascending order. We have the indexing, guys. I'm going to talk in detail of indexing. When you have to create an index, how do you see the execution plan and how effective your indexing going to be, what order you have to create. We have a lot of discussion in that direction. So, but here I wanted to talk about this. So I wanted to make this as a 30 seconds, just 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, record should expire. It got created. db.emp.find. If you see, data will be wiped out in 30 seconds. It is there, but it will wipe off automatically. Is it clearly created? doj expire after seconds. It is created enough. It should wipe off in 30 seconds for sure. If it is working, if not, we'll troubleshoot. Right, it is gone. You see, data is gone because data reached the 30 seconds age. Now I'll reinsert the data. Come on. It does not matter how many records you are entering it. It does matter only the age of the record. Maybe 30 seconds are over or what? db.mp.find. Come on. You don't observe this. Right, it is there. 30 seconds is not over, which means still not over, still not over, still not over. Really? 30 seconds are now? Right. See, 3 records. So that 3 records are entered. The time matters. It is calculating in seconds also. You see it, 10 seconds, 19 seconds, 24, 29, 30. So how it is reaching the age of the record, that's how it is going to flush out. If you see, observe closely, that is what it does. Exactly 30 seconds delay. See, come on. 20, 29, 33. Come on, it not reached that 30 seconds. Anyway, it does definitely. That's how the functionality of the system is made with that TTL index. 30 seconds is not over. When will you the same concept, when you the same thing, the logs, you wanted to maintain the 2 days log, 1 day log, you're mentioning in terms of time. Capital collection, you're mentioning in some terms of size. Whenever you don't have a date field in the collection, it is gone, data is gone. Whenever you don't have a date field, you don't have a date field in the collection, then go with the size, capped collection. Capped will flush out the data based on the size you give it. TTL index is going to expire or flush the data based on the time. Both are doing the same job. One is working with the size, one is working with the time. No difference. The cases are, both the cases are same. Like here you're giving the time, there you're giving the size. Cases is same, like you're streaming the data or application, audit log, whatever it is, you wanted to maintain for 24 hours or the 48 hours, 72 hours, you mention the time in seconds, calculate that into seconds and give that value. It works based on the time, not on the size, basically all the time. So if you go and see this last, guys, we are about to finish anyway. For time to leave collections, MongoDB automatically removes the data after a specified number of seconds. It is specific clock time, what you mentioned. Data expiration is useful for some class of information, like including machine generated event data, like you are generating the events on the servers and collecting and loading into one Mongo collection, and you want it to expire after some days. You don't need the old event log, does not make much sense. You wanted the latest anyway, like even data log and logs of application and the session information. Someone is logging in, logging out of the system, still you wanted to monitor them. The logging in, logging out session information you need only for certain days, so that need to persist a limited period of time. It is a case to case, it is a business case. You don't define it anyway, you need to understand it as a DBA. A special TTL index property supports the implementation of TTL collection See, this is what you create the, see, wherever you create the index, that field must have the date field. I created an index on the DOJ because it has a date field in it. If I create a, a TTL index on the address, it never expire because there is no date field. Wherever you are creating the TTL index, that must have the date field in it. If not, it does not do any job. It's mandatory. A background thread in the MongoDB reads the values in the index and removes the expired document from the collection. Basically, there is a background process which is taking care of that execution, the expired documents from the MongoDB collection. It will take it because you are given a time when you created this. When you created index, you mention time. Expire the record from the collection after 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, it should go out of the collection. So if that is the case, there is some background process which is taking care of all of that. Right. So I'll quickly insert one more time. So this is the end of the story anyway. Any questions on this one? We are done with this CRUD operations, if you know this. We'll enter into the
Ravi,
schema design.
how this will be helpful for DBS, that capital collection?
It won't
In
help,
what
but you
scenarios we can use?
see, it is not helping DBS. It is required to understand the concept for DBA. Why? Because DBA is responsible maintaining the data, keeping the system performance and all. So if he knows something, he can suggest to something to the people. That is kind of expected knowledge. Okay. So DBA does
Okay,
not create the capped collections. DBA does not flush the data. But if less data, less maintenance for DBA. DBA is responsible ultimately for the performance. DBA will give all possible suggestions to developers to do that capped collection or TTL index, introduce something to minimize the data. So as a DBA, we should know. We don't implement. We should know. That is expected.
okay,
So all gone, one is left. Why? Because this is latest. This is last record entered, and till this time it is validated the time, and this will also will be gone after 30 seconds. Like this, data will be automatically flushed out after every 30 seconds. It runs a timer. It is like a scheduler. It will go and delete all of its data after 30 seconds, every 30 seconds. Whatever the data is becoming more than 30 seconds, it will flush out all the data, and at the end, you don't see the data. See, I entered this one to this one. There is a huge difference. First, this will wipe out, and this will be left behind.
You're back, Ravi?
Can you guys hear me? I lost the power. I joined through mobile net.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah. So this is what it is, guys. Like just simple practice. Do once at least, you get an idea how it is working. From a DBA perspective, what is expected all out of this? An understanding of data maintenance. For DBA, it is expected to know that is not expected to create a capital collection. He is not expected to create a TTL index to expire the data, but he should be expected to know that how data can be managed to keep minimal if it is not required. You should know that. Conceptually, it should be clear, not is going to implement it. But that is the reason they might ask you this question in the interview. There will be questions on this in the exam as well. Be clear on these points. Capital collection, TTL index. These very important points for the exam. Okay, that's all for today. Any questions from anyone? What is the takeaway quickly, if at all? 1 minute recap, 1 minute exactly. We talked about bulk insert, and bulk insert has two different things: insert in the order and insert in unordered, right? And we talked about insert order will go in the serial order, unordered will go in the parallel. Serial will divide the insert operation into 1000 batch, and interleaving lock will be there. Like 1000 will be inserted, lock will be released, like that. And this one is goes in the parallel. It does not divide the data into batches. It just goes and insert all the data. It requires more CPU because it runs in the parallel. It requires limited CPU. It does not build too many threads. That is also there. When you're reading it, data will be by default sorted. You get the good performance when you're reading it, but here you get the more write performance. But reading is slower. Why? Because it has to get the data into memory and sort and give it to you. So that is a heavy operation. So that is the main trade-off between the ordered and unordered. And capital collection, we already discussed multiple times. Capital collection will help you the data maintenance to keep the data minimal, not unnecessary data, just flooding the complete collection and disk. We are managing it automatically by the system using the capital collection based on the size, max count. Size will taken as a first consideration, max is the next consideration. Without a size, we cannot create a capital collection, right? We can convert the existing collections also into cap, that also we have seen. And within the capital collection, we cannot delete a record. We cannot update the record if it is exceeding, or it is not fitting the exact size of the document. You cannot do it. Either it is a lesser or higher the size of the document, you cannot do it. The updates is not allowed. You cannot add the extra field also at the same time, right? So, and here the capital collection especially used for the streaming data, and the TTL index is also similar advantage. Like streaming data, you don't for longer time, but you want to expire after, based on the time. This is based on the size. That is the only difference. TTL index is an indexing concept. Still, I picked up here to talk about what is capital, what is TTL. Both are equivalent in terms of functionality. Both are expiring the data, but one is based on the size, one is based on the time. That is the difference. That's all we discussed so far. So any questions? Else I'll stop the video.